All right, viewers, you're welcome to Royal TV. This moment, I have a guest in the studio to talk about ministers and ministry and ministers' finances. Apostle Steve, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yes, we're going to be talking about ministry, ministers, and ministers' finances all together. Yes, it's like it's your area of interest, right?
Yeah, very much.
What would you want us to talk about, Jenna?
A lot of people might have been having this question boiling in their heart, or especially some of the young ministers coming up have this burden in their heart on how a minister can be able to balance ministry and finance.
Mm.
Because if you need to balance the two, it's like a bird. Before the bird flies, he must be able to balance the left wings and the right wing to be able to fly. Even the same way, even a plane, the way a plane is designed, the left wing and the right wing must be balanced. So how can a minister balance ministry and finance together?
All right, it's all about interest and also understanding of the whole thing. Ministry, as you and I know, is service. Um, I've always said this. You see, in Africa, ministries in Africa and in Nigeria, the setting of the ministries, that is the way ministries run in Africa and in Nigeria inclusive, it makes the environment very difficult for pastors and ministers who work under the ministry to be able to cater for their families financially. Yes. Because I don't think a church can be able to pay you what can be able to make your family comfortable. So the earlier we know as pastors that if we don't plan our financial future, that the future will come and it will be empty. The earlier we know, the better. Church ministry setting in Nigeria can be compared to ministries and parastatals of government.
Okay.
In many areas, yes. Ministries and parastatals don't plan for their workers. It's the workers that will plan for themselves financially. So when you are collecting salaries and the amount of money that is entering your hands is not what determines who you are financially in future. It's what you can be able to do with the amount of money that is entering your hands. So if you are getting salaries will not keep coming forever. So you must plan your future. You must plan it, otherwise the future will come and it will be empty.
So you're trying to say after retirement, what about the pension they get?
Pension? I'm going to get into pension. You don't want to hear what I will say about pension. I'm a financial person. I was a stockbroker for many years, and then also work in financial setting for like 15 years.
Wow.
I assisted a lot of people to recover their what I would call peanut debt.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So I was saying that if you are working in ministry and you don't plan your financial future, it's going to be dangerous for you because you don't plan when you have retired. You plan before you retire. Yes, you plan before you retire. Now, why did I compare ministries and parastatals to church ministries? Because in church ministries, I've seen so many churches that they don't plan for their pastors. Yes, there is nothing. If there are some that may have some things to give you when you leave, but it's never enough. Well, somebody may say, is there anything that you will give that will ever be enough? But at least the pastor should be comfortable when you are leaving. And there are some ministries that as you're leaving, the day you are leaving, that is, you say you are leaving, you have finished your service. That's when you will live wherever you are staying. That's the house.
Wow.
You are going to live there.
So the take home should be able to take them home.
Exactly. So, because the churches won't plan your future, you have to plan your own financial future. You plan it. And how do you do that? You have to go into investment. I can tell you something now, without missing words, that if you hear any pastor, any man of God, Geo, whatever you call the man of God, saying, I can never be poor in life, he's not boasting because of the money of the church. Yes, they have investment here and there. It's not everybody that can tell you that on the altar. Yes, I've heard some few ministers who have said it before on the altar, and I was very impressed, very happy. I've heard Apostle Mike Oropo said it before. I've heard Apostle Joshua Selman said it. He said even if he drops this mic, that he will never be poor in his life because he has his investment here and there. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So if a pastor does not plan his financial future by investing, you are endangering your future and that of the family. You have to do it. Yes. You see, if you look at your colleagues who have left the ministry before, what have they become today? Is the church looking back at them? Are they still remembering them? If they are not remembering them, it means your case won't be different. That's how it is. So you use what you're seeing to know what you can see tomorrow.
You use what you are seeing
to be able to know in this
you will see.
Yes, tomorrow in the area of ministry. If you go to ministries and parastatals and you see somebody who has served for 35 years and the person is looking somehow, no financial future and all of that, if you don't do anything different from that person after 35 years, that's how you are going to be. So you ask a question about their their retirement benefit and all of that. If you go to collect retirement benefit, if you have 10 million, for instance, the money that are going to be giving you may not be up to 3 million per time.
Wow.
It may not be up to that. It's going to come to you in bits. And you are not going to get it as easy as you think that they say it's retirement benefit. When you retire, you go and get it. No, you are not going to get it like that. Send you, go and do this. Yes, you struggle for it. Go and do this, go and do that. Go and bring this paper, go and bring that paper, go and bring all in a bit to delay you. So as professionals, when we get there, we know their languages and then we'll just go. But even at that, you still struggle to get that money. So if you are depending on retirement benefits, it does not come the way you expect. So we divide it into pieces, the money, and at the end of the day, you may not get something tangible. You ask a question about how do you balance ministry and the Bible says a man's gift maketh room for him. Everybody has a gift. Now, as a pastor, as a minister, as a man of God, it is not enough for you to preach to the people, to go and make money, to go and make ends meet, to go and do businesses. There are businesses, there are investments, there are things that you can do without leaving the church at your leisure time, with your phone, you can write a book, you can turn your preaching to a book, and it will bring money to you. So preaching to people and not taking action also, and waiting for, as a pastor, and waiting for the people to come, it's not bad for them to bring honorarium, but it will never be enough for you to take care of your family. So you need to be able to use your own gifting. Yeah, you need to use it. You don't abandon it. Just like in ministry, like I said, ministries and parastatals, once you get there, it's like your brain is tied. You are not going to think outside the box. You are not taxing your brain. At the end of the day, when you leave the service, is when you start looking for what to do. You don't run before elephants start pursuing you.
Okay.
Yes. You don't allow elephant to start to pursue you before you run, because its own step is a giant step.
It's a giant step. Okay, sorry. One might be asking that okay, as a minister, my gifting is preaching. One might be saying his own gifting is preaching, and he's already doing the manifesting his gifting. Because you talked about another gifting, the gift maketh way. So he might be saying, I'm already doing the gifting. Is it possible for me to be able to learn a trade, or how can I balance the two?
It's very possible now for you to learn. Okay, let me tell you, even in the gifting that you're talking about, the gifting, there's a TD Jakes.
Yeah.
See, there are many things you can do. The only thing you need to do, you see, knowledge is a deliverance.
Wow.
Knowledge itself is a deliverance mantle. Yes, if you go for financial knowledge, you'll be delivered in the area of finances.
People perish for lack of knowledge.
Exactly. So lack of knowledge will make you perish. TD Jakes, he preached a message. If you say your gifting is preaching, there are things you can do with the preaching that is beyond just preaching like that can bring you money. That will bring you money, that's your own money. If you want to put it in the ministry, you put it in the ministry. He preached the message, and the message was titled, Woman, Thou Art Loosed. If you go online now, you still see it there. Thou Art Loosed. That message went viral. Do you know what he did? Because of wisdom, he took that message and then turned it into a film. And it brought massive money in dollars for him. That was value addition. You know how to preach, but you don't know how to turn
Add value.
Yes, to add value. So he added value, and he made a lot of money from it. So you can be preaching and still be doing other things that will bring you money. There are so many things you can do with your phone that can bring you money. Apostle Paul, you see, I usually say you don't go into full time, you grow into full time. Yes, you grow into full time. You don't go into full time, especially if you are serving under another ministry. In fact, as a matter of fact, I've heard big ministers in this country saying that when they went into ministry, they did not go at once. That is, they were doing some things, then they gradually just go. That is the meaning of growing into ministry. You grow into ministry. You don't go into full time. You grow into full time. Because you need to use wisdom. What if the ministry does not start working immediately? Your family members, you may be called, but your wife may not be called. All of a sudden, you are cutting supplies, nothing in the kitchen again, and you say fast for 40 days and 40 nights. Did she tell you that she's called? So you need, do you understand what I'm talking about? So you need to use wisdom, especially if you were not called from birth. You grow into ministry if you were not called. Because, if you were called from birth, you will know the kind of woman to marry that will suit your own ministry. A woman that is also a church person, somebody who loves God and wants to do ministry. But if you got your call, like Apostle Paul did, in the middle of your life, you can't just say you are leaving everything that you are doing and you are going into full time. You are going to frustrate not just yourself, but your family members. Your wife may leave you one day. So you need to allow her. You may grow faster into the ministry. You may grow faster than her because you were called. You have now sensed the call, right? You will have that. If you are the one who is called, God will give you the grace. He may not give your wife the grace. Do you understand? So, what happens is, you don't cut off whatever was bringing money until the ministry start working. And even if the ministry start working, the whole money is not your money.
Exactly.
Do you understand? The money is not your money. What you do there is salaries. So I was going to talk about Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul talked about in Acts chapter 20, verse 34. He talked about how he used his hand to work, to take care of himself and the people that are around him. He took care of himself. And in Acts chapter 18, verse 1 to 3, You saw that Yo is a tent maker and he saw people who were making tents and then he joined them and made tents. So ministry and vocation can be combined until there is stabilization.
Until there is stabilization.
That's the wisdom there. So, but if you are already in ministry, you can no longer go back and say, okay, I'm leaving ministry to go back and start working full time. You can do things that don't necessarily take all your time. Yes, there are many things that you can do without being there present. Maybe when we meet some other times, we are going to talk about areas where you can be able to make investment. You can invest as a pastor. Yes, very, very important.
That would be the answer to so many people's questions.
Of course, invest areas where you can invest. So we'll talk about it some other times when we meet, and then so that we don't live our lives like that, so that our future can be bright financially. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, sir. Always my pleasure.